Hi everyone, this is Vishal here from Trapcode. So in this video we are going to create a multi-tenant application or like a multi-tenant SaaS where there will be several organizations. People can sign up for their organization and manage the data of their organization, right? So here we are creating an employee directory where there will be multiple companies who will sign up, create their account, they can add their team members, and every company can manage the data of their employees or the directory of their employees. So in a multi-tenant application, you have several tenants or several accounts using the same software, but the data is not shared across them. So everyone has access to his or her own data. So let's start building it. So we'll create a blank project. So let's name this project as multi-directory. Okay, the project got created. Let's go and add authentication to the application. So I'll choose the default settings for now and we will do the configuration later. So we need a collection. Okay, so let's create a collection organization. So organization is the parent level entity. Everything will be stored under organization. So treat organization as a tenant. Okay. Let's create one more collection which is employee or employee data. Okay. So we have role, user, organization and employee. Moving forward, we don't need any of these plugins. Let's start building your app. So the very first thing which we will do is we will complete our collections. So we will create the desired field in the collection, build the relationship between them, and then move on to designing pages and building more complex functionality. Okay. So let's go to the collections. Let's start with organization. So in the organization, first of all, let's add a name. So I'll use a text field, which is the name of the organization, which is unique. And maybe a URL, a website of the organization, which is also unique. Okay, so we have an organization which has just two fields, name and website, that's all. Okay, now organization will have several employees. So let's go to the employee and link it to organization. So I'll go to my employees collection. Okay, let's give few fields to the employee. So let's say a text field which is a name of the employee. Okay, maybe one more field where I want to upload image of the employee, pic of the employee. Okay, and maybe one more field where we say department of the employee. So I'll choose a static option because I need a drop down. Department. Okay, so HR, accounts, sales. Save. Now this employee is attached to a organization, right? Every organization will have their set of employees. So what we will do, we will go to organization, create a relationship between employees and organization. Okay, so I go to my collection. In the organization, I'll create a multi-reference where I'll say this organization can have several employees, right? So I'll go to a reference field, chooses employees, relationship, employee, name, text field and a multi-select. Okay, so organization will have multiple employees. Now let's go to the employees and link them back to the organization. So I go to my employee. And here I'll say this employee belongs to, or you can say is a child of an organization, right? So this is where it brings the multi-tenant capabilities. So all the employees belongs to organizations where each organization has a set of employees and no one shares employees across the organization. So I'll say organization is asking me the field, employees, and maybe the name of the employee. Okay, that's all. So now we have set the relationship between organization and employees. Now let's create application of this user. So whenever there is an organization, there are users who will access that organization and add or manage the data of employees. So let's go to users, go to the configuration. Now attach these users to a organization. That's all. So I'll again choose a reference, organization, name. Okay, because organization can have multiple users. So now the collection part is done. We have created a couple of collections where we have organization. They have several users who are the people who will log into the organization and add or manage data of the employees. So each organization will have its own set of employees. Okay. After adding the collection, it's time to design the pages or the UI. Okay. So I'll go to my pages. So you can see there are a couple of pages which got created as part of login and sign up authentication which we have installed. Okay, so we will fix them later. Let's go and create few pages. So I'll create few pages. So we'll build a dashboard where organization staff or HR people can log in and add the data of employees. So we will have an employee list page. We will have an employee create page where they can add more and more employees, and then maybe an employee edit and delete page. Okay, so this is what a organization team member can do. Okay, so let's go and create the very first page. We call it as organization dashboard. Okay, and I'll say people only logged in users should be able to access. That's all. We're not creating many roles because we needed one role. Okay, we already have it. So if you go to the role, we can see there is a role with user. Maybe we can rename it to organization manager. So this is the person who will basically manage the data of employees. Okay. So let's go back to the page. So we have organization dashboard. Here what we will do, we will store the data of employees. So since I will be needing several pages for organization and every page will have a header, so what I will do, I will create a snippet. So snippets are reusable component which you design once and reuse it several places as you want. So let's go and create a snippet for organization header. So I'll call it header. That's all create. So I design it. So I'll go to the components and drop a navbar component. So this is my navbar. Here I'll say employee directory. Okay. Home is fine. Features will just remove. Pricing will remove. And contact we need to log out. Okay. And this is basically dashboard. So let's link these links. So dashboard will take me to the organization dashboard page. And logout, we will link it to the logout event. So we have a couple of events which got created as part of login and sign up plugin. So I'll just link it to logout. Okay, that's all. Now let's go back to organization dashboard page and drop this snippet. Go to my components, go to the snippets and just drop it. Header. So now my page has an header which is linked to dashboard and a logout button. Let's go and display the data of employees in the form of a list. Okay. So let's first drop a container so that we can cover the layout. Okay, what the layout will be. After that, I'll drop a header which says employee directory. Now let's display the data of all the employees in the form of table. So what I'll do, I'll go and drop a data table, which is a CMS component. I'll choose the collection, data from collection, employee, in all items. So as of now, we are not applying any filters. So every organization will be able to see the data of all the employees across all the organization, which we will fix in the later stages, so that people of a particular organization will be able to see the data of employees of that particular organization only. Then we'll fix it a bit later. Okay. So as of now, we are just displaying the data of all the employees. So I'll remove this pagination, move the name to the left, department, pick. Okay. And that's all. Now we need the capability to add new employees, right? So what I'll do, I'll create a page where organization people can add new employees. So what we'll call it, create employee. Again, only people with organization manager role can access. Create. That's all. Now let's go and edit this page. Go to the page. I drop the snippet, so for the header. Header is here. Now we need the capability to add new employees to this particular organization. So what we will do, we will go and drop a form. Okay. So before that, let's drop some section so that we can divide the page into some meaningful layout. So let's say I need something like this. That's all. Now we will drop a collection form, right? So that we can give the data of employee and add that employee to the organization. Drop the component, choose the collection which is employee collection because I want to create employees. Now we need an event, right? So as of now we don't have an event, so let's go and create an event to add this employee. Okay. And we will come back here, assign the event, and this is a tricky part where we will need to give the organization. So no one wants to give the organization explicitly. It should take the values from the current logged in user or from the current logged in organization, right? So this we will do it a bit later. So let's go and create an event. So to create an event, I'll go to the event, click add event. Here we'll say create employee. Okay. So my event will have some actions. So the very first action I want is to save data in the collection. So I'll go to the collection and click save data. Choose the collection which is employee. Save it. Now maybe we'll show some success or failure message depending on whether the data gets stored or not. So let's go and choose show alert message. So I'll say employee created successfully. Unable to create employee. Okay. Now after adding an employee, we will redirect the user to the dashboard, to the manager dashboard, right? So organization dashboard. Okay, and save it. So now we have created a very simple event which will save the data of the employee, show some message, and redirect the user back to the dashboard. Okay, so let's go and link this event to the form, which is create employee. Now we are at the employee create form. So let's choose the collection form and assign the event. In the workflow event, I will choose create employee. So what this will do, it will take the data of a new employee and create it. But behind the scene, it has to assign the employee to that particular organization in which it is getting created. So we will need to pass the organization details. So to pass the organization, what we will do, we will take the organization details from the current logged in user, because suppose if I have logged into organization A, so whenever I add an employee, the employee will also get added to organization A, right? So what we will do, we will pass the hidden values or the hidden fields, right? So if someone is aware of HTML, they know what hidden fields are. But if someone don't know it, so treat it is like an extra parameter which we are sending from the form, but that is hidden from the end user. So behind the scene, the value is getting passed, but no one knows whether it's getting passed or not. So I'll just choose this organization. And here I'll choose get content. So get content from session, get value from session. I'll say whoever the person is logged in the session, pass the organization ID. This is it. So now whenever someone is logged in, it will take the organization ID from that user and pass it along with this form. Now instead of displaying it, I can change the form type from text to heading. Okay, so that this value remains hidden. Now if you see, the text box is disappeared. This is fine. So now we have created a employee form. Let's go and try adding a new employee. But before adding a new employee, we will need to create a organization sign up. So people should be able to create new organization and add employee. Now let's continue to organization sign up and login flow. Now we will build the organization sign up and login flow. Okay. So first of all, we need a organization sign up. So what we'll do, we'll create a couple of forms where people can create their organization. Okay. So I'll go to the pages and add few pages. So let's say first page is organization sign up. Sign up. It is accessible to public because anyone can create their organization, which is fine. After organization sign up, I want them to create one account manager or one organization manager so that that person can log in and access the dashboard. Okay, so I'll create one more page. We have say organization sign up step 2. Okay, so this is also public. Now let's go and add the button for our organization to sign up or create an account from the landing page or the home page. So I'll go to the home page. Let's add some details. So this is the home page. I'll drop a header or a navbar. Okay, just default navbar. Then maybe put some pre-built layout so that we don't have to design. Okay, let's drop this. This looks good. So instead of build your company, let's change it to create organization. And we will link to the organization flow. So the very first step is organization sign up. Okay, let's go and complete the flow, and maybe link this button to login page. Okay, so I'll say login, link it to the login page. That's all. Now let's build the organization flow. So we'll go to the step 1 of organization sign up and drop a organization form. So we'll go to the components, drop a section, we'll do column layout, and then just drop a collection form to create an organization. I'll choose organization. Workflow event, again we will have to create an event for this, that what will happen once this forms get submitted. Okay, so let's go and create an event. So event is organization step 1. What we will do, we will save the data and redirect the user to the next step where we will create a user for the organization. Okay, so we'll go to the collection, save data, save the data in organization, which is fine. Second, redirect the user to the step 2, right, which is organization step 2. And I want now this time I want to send the organization ID to the other page, so that on that page we know that the user who we are going to create belongs to which particular organization. Okay, so I'll say just save, and that's all. Let's go back to the organization sign up page. Here we will link the event which we just created to this particular page. Okay, now we have come here, we are at our collection form, and let's go and bind the event. In the workflow event, we will choose organization setup step 1. Okay, so this is done. We will remove the employees because we are not taking employees from here. Okay, and that's all. From here, the person will go to the page 2. So let's go and complete the page 2, which is organization step 2. Here, what we will do, we will create a team member or a person who will log into that organization, right? So what we will do, we will again drop some components. So let's drop the nav bar. After that, let's drop a section. Okay, same 2-column layout. Okay, and now let's drop a sign up form, because now we want this user to be signed up and account get created, and at the same time also get associated to the organization. So what we will do, we will go to the form component, okay, and drop the sign up form this time. It is taking the sign up register event. So let's close this and let's complete the event. Okay. So here, if you see, it is also asking the organization ID, right? That which particular organization this belongs to. Now, since we are coming from step 1 to step 2, we have the organization ID coming from step 1 to step 2. So in this page, we will just pass the organization ID so that this particular user get attached to that particular organization. So this will become an organization manager, right? So let's go and complete the event and bind this organization ID to the form. So we'll go to the events, and if you see, we already have a sign up register event got created as part of the authentication plugin which we installed during onboarding, right? We go to the event. Let's fix this. So here we don't want to send any email. I'll remove this. And in the sign up user, we just want to assign role, that whenever someone is signing up using this form, what role it will be. So it will be organization manager. And save. Show the message. Okay, let's fix this message. Okay, this is fine, and maybe redirect the user to the login page. Now this event is fixed. Let's go back to the step 2. Bind the organization ID. So bind the organization ID so that we can attach the user to the organization. So we will go to the pages. Organization step 2. Here in the settings of the page, let's bind the organization, right? So why we are doing it? Because we want to use the data of organization collection on this page. Okay, so update it. Now we will need to pass the value of the organization again as a hidden field, like we did while creating an employee, so that people don't have to explicitly give their organization, and whoever is logged in will become part of that organization, right? So whoever is logged in, we will take the organization from that user, right? So let's do the same thing. Go to the settings and get content from organization. Now we will be getting ID from the previous form. So I'll just choose ID and that's all. Okay, and change the setting to a hidden field, right? We don't want this value to be displayed to the end user. Okay, so the flow is complete. Let's go and execute it. So I'll go to the pages and let's start with the home page. Okay. So here we are, nice looking landing page. Let's go and create the very first organization. Okay, so I'll click create organization. It has taken me to the very first page of sign up. So let's create organization 1, org1, open website, let's say org.1. Okay, submit it. This has created the organization and taken me to the next step where we want to add a manager or person who will be logged into this organization and add employees. Okay, so I'll give the email, let's say org1@gmail.com. Okay, so now I've created the user. You can change this title. So now organization manager also created successfully, and it has redirected you to the login page. So this is exactly what we told the event. Now try to log in from this person. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll use the same email ID and give the password and log in. Now this should take me to the organization dashboard where I can add employees, I can play with the data. So let's log in. We need to fix the login event because we have not done it yet. So it is taking me to this page. Let's go and fix the login event. In the login event, we just need to tell that after this person gets logged in, where to redirect. So I edit this, and in the user, I select if the person is organization manager, take the person to organization dashboard. That's all, and update it. Okay, let's go and log in again. Let's give the email ID, give the password, and log in. Now it has taken me to the organization dashboard. You can see no data is coming because we don't have any records. So till now we have created the collections, we have designed the pages, and we have fixed the login and sign up flow. Now the last piece is to build the directories, to build a couple of pages, to build couple of flows where organization manager can add new employees, and each organization manager should be able to see the data only of their particular organization. So let's do it. We go back to the employees organization dashboard again. Here let's put a button to add new employees. So I'll go to a link and just add a link here, and maybe link it to create employee page, like the page which we recently created in the last, the page which we created previously. Create, or I'll say add new employee. Add the class. Okay, that's all. So now this page is linked to add a new employee page. So let's go and see how that page looks like. So this page looks complete. Okay, so let's go and try to add a new employee. I reload this directory. Okay, and click add employee. So once I add employee, it has taken me to the create employee page. So let's go and create employee for organization 1. Employee of ORG 1. Okay, give some pick. You choose the department. So let's HR. It has saved the data, shown the message, and redirected me to the list page of employees where we are seeing the data. Okay, so the employee 1 has added successfully. Let's display this image as an image, right? As of now, it is just linking it to the file. So what we will do, we will go to the dashboard and just fix this. To fix this, it's very straightforward. Just go and drop an image because we want to display it like an image. That's all. Maybe we can give the size. Let's go and reload this. So let's see whether we are seeing the image or not. Now I'm seeing the image. So obviously it's distorted because we have did it fixed height width, but that's fine. Let's go and add another employee. Employee 2 of organization 1. Department, let's say accounts. Okay, so the employee 2 is also visible now. So we are able to create a very simple application where a manager can add employees and view the data. But this is not yet a multi-tenant, because if I log in from another organization, then also we will be able to see all the details of all the employees, which we don't want, right? We want only the specific organization manager to see the data of their employees. Okay, so let's go and build it a multi-tenant. So to do it multi-tenant, it's very straightforward. Only thing we'll have to do is we will need to restrict that what particular data will get displayed here. So here we want to display the list of the employees of an organization of this particular manager, right? So in the simple words, we can say that whoever the organization manager is logged in, show the data of his organization only, right? Okay. Before that, let's create one more organization so that we can actually see the difference. So I'll then go to my home page and let's create one more organization. Okay, so I'll say create organization. Let's name it organization 2. Organization 2. Okay, now let's create organization manager. Now it is created. Now let me log in with this particular organization manager. Now I am in the dashboard of organization 2, but still I am seeing the data of organization 1, right? Because we have not yet applied the filter that which data to display, so it is displaying all the employees. Just to make sure in which organization we are, let's go and display the organization name also. So I'll go and drop a component, let's see a header, just below the employee directory. Okay, let's take the data from session, get value from session, and display the organization name. Okay, let's reload it so that you can clearly see that which particular organization we are currently logged in as. Otherwise, it's quite confusing. Currently, we are logged in as organization 2. And we are seeing employees of organization 1, which is actually wrong. So let's go and fix this filter. So if you go to the data table, you can see that we are displaying all the items of employees, right? Which we don't need. We need to show the respective employees of that particular organization. So let's go and create few filters. So I go to my collection, and in the organization, I'll create a filter. First of all, we want to get the organization of the current logged in user, right? So we'll go to the filter and we will create it. So I'll say I need organization of current user. Okay. In the condition we'll say give me the organization where ID is equal to the current user organization ID. Okay, so what we are saying, give me the current organization of this particular user. So how do we technically do it, or how do we do it in the filters? I'll say give me the ID of the organization which is equal to current user's organization ID. Okay, so this will give me the current user organization. So I save it and create filter. Okay, and here we'll choose and give me the first matching record, and that's all. So a current user organization filter is created. It will give me the organization of the current logged in user. Now let's go to the employees and try to find the employees which also belongs to this organization. So this will clear. So this will work. Right, so I'll go to the collection and go to the employees. So in the employees, I will create one more filter, which I say employees of the current organization. That's all. Selector, let's say find all matching data. Now let's go and add in condition. So the condition will be give me the employees where organization is equal to current user organization. Let's say ID. Okay. So now what we are saying, give me the employees which has the organization which is equal to current user organization. Okay, I'll save the condition and create the filter. Now let's go and apply this filter to the table. So I go to my organization dashboard and apply this filter. So now what this will do, instead of showing me all the items, it will only show me the employees of that particular organization. Right. So I go to my data table, choose this current employees, right? Employees of current organization. And that's all, and save it. Now let's go and refresh this. So now since I am logged in as organization 2 and we have not created any employee for organization 2, then these employees should not come. Okay. So the filter is actually working. You can see no records. Let's go and create an employee in organization 2 and we will only be seeing that employee, right? So let's go and create it. I'll call it employee of organization 2. Some random pick. And select the department as sales. Submit it. Okay, so now I am seeing the employee of organization 2. Here we are not seeing the employee of organization 1. But if I log out and log in as an organization 1, there I will see employees of organization 1. So let's log out and log in as organization 1. Now here, if you see, this is organization 1 and I am seeing the data of organization 1 employees. So this basically completes the flow of a multi-tenant application where each tenant is seeing or able to access the data which belongs to that particular tenant, right? Everyone will see their data. They will, if you create n number of tenants, everyone will only see the data which belongs to them. Hope this is clear now. If there are any doubts, any questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to help. Bye-bye.